This video is to get you familiar with how we'll be doing exams in Physics 1100. The purpose of exams is to see whether or not you have achieved the course objectives that are a part of this class. They also help me to gauge my effectiveness at teaching the class. If you've kept up with your reading, lecture watching, doing homeworks, labs, and guided notes, then you should be prepared to take your exams. There will be 2 midterm exams in this class and 1 final exam. You will receive 3 hours to take each exam. If you have an accommodation for extra time, present your letter at the testing center when you go to take the exam, and the testing center will give you the time you require. Each exam will be available for you to take over the span of a few days. All of these dates are available on Blackboard. You must take each exam in person at a COD testing center location. All of the testing center hours and locations are available on the COD website, and a link to this page is available on our course Blackboard shell and the class syllabus. Each exam must be taken in one sitting. That is, you cannot start the exam on Monday and finish it a day or 2 later. Students with a permanent address listed in their COD profile that is more than 50 miles from the COD testing centers are able to make alternative arrangements through the college to take exams. If you live more than 50 miles away from campus, contact me by the end of the first week so that we can make arrangements. Please note that this does not apply to students who are on vacation during an exam week, only to students whose permanent residence is far from Glen Ellen, Illinois. Note that the format of the exams will be in person, likely at your local community college. Online exams are not an option for this class for any reason. Please make arrangements with work and any other outside commitments to make sure that you will be available at the dates and times for each exam, as makeups are not allowed. If you know that you are not going to be available during the exams, please take this class during a different semester or consider enrolling in a different section of this class. On each exam, you are allowed to use the equation sheet, periodic table, and a calculator. The equation sheet and periodic table will be attached to your exam at the testing center. You may bring your own calculator. There is a list of testing policies that outlines all of the items that are and are not allowed in the testing center. The format of each exam consists of multiple choice questions followed by short answer questions. When you do a short answer question, you should always start by writing down the equation that you will use. Because finding the correct equation indicates that you have some understanding of the question, I will give 1 point of partial credit for all of the short answer questions that have the correct equation written down, in symbolic form. That is, without any numbers plugged in yet. If the symbolic equation is correct to use for that question, you will earn 1 point of partial credit, even if you don't have a correct answer. The other remaining points of credit come from having the correct answer with the correct units. One final note about the exams. The midterms are graded out of 150 points each, but there are usually around 160 points possible to earn. That means that there is extra credit built into each midterm. I do the same thing with the final. It's possible to earn over 100% on your exams. Good study skills will help you to achieve a good grade. Look over your homework, guided notes, and lab submissions as a guide to figure out which chapters to review in the textbook and lecture videos.